So, a little bit more about what I was talking about with the school lying. So, before I came even to Korea, it said in my contract, working days are Monday to Saturday. You do 40 hours. So, I clarified with the school verbally and said, oh, hi, it says in my contract Monday to Saturday. I want to be 100% sure that I'm not working weekends. And they were like, yeah, most branches, they do 5 days and then you have 2 days off. So if you do work a Saturday, you will probably get like a Monday off or anything like that. Well, I got my schedule and yeah, sure enough, I'm doing like pretty much 4.5 days. So my half day is Wednesday and then I do like full days and I'm teaching the same lesson over and over again, which is brilliant. My schedule actually didn't come out until 2 days before I was due to teach. It was by 2 days, it was like the Saturday at 9 and then I was teaching on the Monday. So I had like one day to prepare, this was pretty much standard for everyone, apart from the one guy that was at a Seocho branch, which they did it like a whole week before. And then I got given a tablet and it was like not charged. And yeah, and then my friend, he didn't even get a tablet until like his first day. So it's very unorganized. I don't know if it's just this branch, but extremely unorganized. So I was quite happy. I'm teaching the same class over and over again. I only have to prepare 2 lessons a week. That's fine. So I then get like a weekly duty email and they sent out all the weekly duties and it was like, oh, you're working this Saturday as a makeup class. I was like, a makeup class for what? Well, it turns out that in the contract it says, oh, your holiday will be used if there's any branch closures. So all my holiday is taken up because they decided to close the branch every single term, which is fine because that means every quarter I basically get a week off, which I was a bit annoyed that's my flexibility of my holiday is gone. But it kind of works out okay because, I get more time off than everyone else. But the working Saturday thing, I was like, no, I asked about this. I'd also asked about, because when I first got to my branch, they sent me an email and were like, a week's holiday is 6 days of your paid holiday. And I was like, but I only work 5 days. Why is it 6 days? So I emailed HR and they replied back to my branch and were like, you shouldn't be taking 6 days off of people. And they replied back saying, oh, this was a typo. And I was like, okay. Later found out it wasn't a typo. They were actually taking 6 days from people. Then it come out that you weren't allowed to eat or drink in front of students because no one's allowed to eat or drink in the building. You have to go and hide somewhere. So again, I emailed HR and they were like, no. They emailed the branch and were like, you should not be doing this. So, of course, I emailed HR as soon as I found out that I was working a Saturday. And I was like, look, don't mind working that Saturday because I don't have people over. But I expect time back in lieu because it's not funny. If you were paid loads and loads of money, you'd be willing to do it because, you get paid a fair bit of money. But here, you don't get paid a lot, it's not a lot of money at all. You earn more money. I was earning more money in England. But anyway. So, they replied back and they said, well, in your contract, it says Monday to Friday and then the hours. To which I replied and said, A, I asked you about this. You told me I'd only be working 5 days. B, I had emailed you about the holiday and you said a week is 5 pay days holiday. So therefore, I'm working 5 days because a paid holiday is a day of work. And they replied back and said, well, I said that some branches were like that and that doesn't mean that all branches are like that. So, you have to work the holiday. And that 5 days holiday, yeah, it's right, but Saturday is still classed a bit as a business day and they just give you that one off. So I've replied back to them saying, no, now I found out that you flat out lied about this. So I'm like not happy. You've actually said it to me. This is something I queried. If I'd known that this was the case, I would not have come. And I've just found out like they're like, I haven't lied. And I'm like, yes, you have. You have misrepresented the truth. If you had just been honest and said, oh, you might have to work do one 6-day week, I'd be like, okay. The other thing they don't tell you is that they do this thing called admissions, which again is on a Saturday, and they do a thing called intensives, which are 12, you basically work 10-hour days. That all adds up, granted, so that you should get paid overtime. But again, in your contract, they say your intensives are breaks. So therefore, technically, you are not paid for doing that. So yeah, it was a bit shit to find out that. And lots of people have done midnight runners. They're called midnight runners, where they just pack up and leave, and they're just like, I'm not doing this anymore, because you were treated honestly terribly, like genuinely, like you were treated awfully. So I mean, I don't really know if that's a work culture difference or what, but you are generally treated quite bad here. They tend to lie a lot. You know, the money they give you for a house, it's really hard to find a house with the money they give you. Lots of people are paying a lot more. I'm paying, luckily, exactly what they gave me, but I know people at my branch are paying 1.2 million or won a month for rent, which is like 500,000. Well, I think it's like 500,000 won more than what you're given to find a house. So it is incredibly hard to find a house here with the money they give you. And yeah, like my friend, they kind of screwed him with the working week. So he has only Sunday and Wednesday off. So he can't do any traveling because he doesn't have his 2 days off together. So he can't do any traveling at all. I'm lucky that my 2 days are together. So that's good. But as also the other thing is like a couple of my fellow workers, they just don't turn up to the Saturday duties. And I mean, they haven't got fired for it. So that's how much they need teachers. So when I say you'll definitely pass training, there's no way you won't. It's because literally people don't even turn up to their job and they still haven't got fired. That's how desperate they are for teachers here. So then, yeah, like my friend, he can't travel, and yeah, it's just a bit shit really. So the next step for me is to threaten them with the embassy, and then of course if they still are like, no, we're not giving you a holiday, I'm just not turning up, because I mean, I've asked that question twice and was given the same answer. None of this was told to me before. In fact, I even went to my recruiter and like told them that I was like nervous because I heard all this bad stuff about the branch I work for, and he was like, oh, we've not heard anything like that, it's all good. And all of it was true. So yeah, my happy bubble got burst pretty quickly. Some days, if it's sunny and nice, I'm having like a good day, I'm like, yeah, and the kids are good as well, so that's good. But they just, yeah, they just treat you like shit. I mean, I came here knowing it was work and not coming here with rose tinted glasses, and it's still rubbish compared to my view of what I thought it was. I compared it to working in England with a full-time job, 9 to 5, sometimes having to do overtime, whatever. Yeah, it is not the same at all. At least in England you get paid if you do overtime. You don't here, but yeah. I thought I should pre-warn you all so you don't come with rose-tinted glasses about this whole thing. My happy bubble, it was very sad when that got burst.